And I'm telling every young person, say, well, you have a vision, you have a plan, there's things that you want to do in your life. Do it.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Benas, Banda, aka The Money, aka Mr. 50K. This is the 50K podcast. Joining me on the show this week is artist and Zambian music legend, my darling, Natty O. Ty2. Welcome to the show.
What was that? What was that? I'm in shock. I'm scared. I don't think I'll sing again, ever. I'm done. Yeah. Interesting.
I'm kidding. Thank you for coming, man.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah. So you've been in the game mainstream since 2003, over 20 years. It's been a long journey. What has the journey been like, being a 20-year vet?
Well, like everything in this life, there's ups and downs. There's moments when you feel like, why am I doing this thing? Maybe I should just do other things. But then it's been given to you and it itches. So you keep going.
No.
Yeah.
For sure. It's not easy. It's not easy to do
for that long. It's not easy. But when you just hear one person that says, thank you for that message you put in that song. It helped me through this situation. Already that clicks and there's a reason why I must do this, Away from the fun. Obviously in the beginning, it was like, chalila, But then as time goes, you understand things from a different angle,
For sure. Speaking of thank yous, I wanted to talk on the resurgence of the Zambian music, like from your era, I would say like from 2003 to 2006. So for me personally, that was my favorite era of Zambian music. And then in 2007, I would say like hip hop took over. I would say from 2007 to like 2019. And then from 2020, when these new youngsters came about, there was this desire for that old sound, for that timeless music. How does it make you feel that there is now a market for the type of music that you were doing after, I would say, being sidelined for a while, but now like there's that demand for, I want that Ty2, I want that Hamova, I want that General Ozzy, you know what I mean?
I think the demand for that music has always been there, because every time I step on stage, just a response from people who are in attendance would give a story. Because even some of the young guys that we performed with would be like, hey, kansi mukarimo. So every time I hear that, I never really know how to respond. I'm like, I think you still need to grow. You understand that what you have is nothing like Vasila, Vashta thing, but it's a gift that you've been given. It never goes away. The only thing is you just nurture it, you just perfect it, you just work on it every time. But it never goes away. So when somebody says things like that, I'm like, Anyway, hey, okay, cool. You like the performance? Cheers. But there's always been that vibe. Like people been taken back to certain moments and certain situations when the songs were just released. There's that nostalgia to it, and just the goodness, the goodness, and to see again. Reason why one would think the music was sidelined, I think sometimes when you have almost everybody wanting to jump into the industry, wanting to sing, and it's easy now, you can step into the studio and the next 40 minutes after that session, the song is already online. You can already put it out there, and even if radio doesn't play it because the quality is nonsense or the lyrics are nonsense, you still put it somewhere, some site somewhere will take it and put it out there. So there can be so much noise and people that really followed and still follow what we do. I'm going to say what we did, what we do. Yeah. It's like they're meeting all that noise going on, and some of them will just be like, hey, this guy stopped singing. No, we didn't stop singing. We still do that music. We still do what we started way back. It's just that when there's too much noise, it's difficult for one to actually pay attention to that sound that they want. Not that everybody that is new is creating music that is all loud and whatever. No, there are very, very good new artists that are putting out very good messages and Yeah, but there's always, even our time, there will be a few that you'll be like, what kind of song is this?
What kind of song is this? Like TK, what is this?
It's always there. It's always there. But then the good part about then was, and I hope I'm not misunderstood by saying this, you'd have, people will be so open and tell you there and then, even if you take it, kanyumbo kanywa kan chan chan, I'm like, I think we're in studio because we can't play this. I don't know if that still happens, because I've heard people actually talk to say some songs that we listen to on radio, how did it get there? And then I have a flashback of those moments. I'm like, I'm thinking that is what happened. That's how come these people are complaining. But then you have a lot of artists that have come onto the scene that are putting out good content, and fortunately God has still given us life, and we are still appreciated.
And the longevity is still there.
We're still there.
No, I agree with you on the market being flooded. I would say from 2007, when everybody had the Windows XP PC in the house, everybody downloaded Fruity Labs, everybody became a producer.
Everyone's producer.
Yeah. So that's how you had Nkala Che type of music. I don't remember that song.
I do not know what you're talking about.
So I would say even in the US it was the same. Like during the times of record labels like MTV, they were very particular. I'd say, okay, as Interscope, we're only taking these videos to MTV, you know what I mean? But now with the internet, anybody
it's
can just
everything. A lot of things will pop up and it'll make a whole lot of noise, but what is good will always remain. What is heavy will always remain. What is rich will always stay. And I've had questions from a lot of artists that inbox me, and some will call me and ask, I need advice. I need to do this. How can I be like you? I'm like, you can't be like me. You have to be like you. All I can do is just inspire you to do certain things, but don't try to be under my shadow, because then when will people see you? So I'll tell them, say, look, when you write a song, channel those emotions in there. You want to write a happy song, channel those happy emotions in there. Think about everything that is good. Even how you sing it. One can tell you're too happy in this song.
Yes.
I don't know if that makes sense to somebody that's watching this, but even when you're doing a sad song, it has to carry that emotion. Say, this song makes me feel a certain way because the artist really put that thing, say, one must hear me. And think about the message that you're putting out. What am I telling these people? Because years down the line, it's not just about being excited. What have you said to your audience? So if you've said something that has made a mark in somebody's life and they're attached to a certain emotion from that song, they'll never forget it. They'll always want to, I need this song. And when they hear you sing it live, for example, you do an acoustic set, it takes them back to everything that they felt when they first heard that song, and they'll always ask for it. And that's how it is.
No, for sure. Because you can actually tell if someone was having fun in the studio. You can feel the energy in certain songs. Okay, this guy, he was.
Sling Beats. Sling Beats was a bunch of people in there. And what we used to do was, if I'm working on a song, that artist will also pop in and say, no. I think Alkaline Kariko Dodgy, change it. Or maybe sing it this way. Everybody would chip in until we have that solid song, say, this is nice. Then we put it out. No, this is a happy song. Be happy. So even as you record, trust me, as you record, you have a smile on your face and you're doing a little dance as you are recording so that it comes out like that. And those little things are important,
No.
Yeah. I don't know if people are doing that anymore. Yeah.
I hope they're doing that. And I remember the Sling Beats days. My uncle brought me to Charleston once for a studio. You were there, Mampi, Drex. And I remember you were there cracking jokes outside while there was a studio session inside. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
That was the usual thing. And then one just come, I need help with something, come. So it's you go in and you put your vocals, if you have to harmonize something, for a person like me who switches vocals carelessly. Harmonize this part, harmonize or add this, add that. So it was pretty huge family, and we worked like that. It was cool.
It was good. Speaking of making timeless music, I would say people my age who are in their 30s, who are the ones getting married now. So if you want someone to perform, I'll be no, bring on Ty2 and Hamova. Yeah. I want them to perform Sunshine. That's my favorite song of all time from Zambia. You know what I mean? The corporates, the guys in the 40s, these are the marketing managers now, the MDs. So they would prefer calling you guys to perform at the product launches and end of year parties. So how How does it make you feel when someone walks up to you and tells you, yo, this song, this is my favorite Zambian song ever done by you? Like, how does it make you feel? Like, since we existed, like someone's favorite song was done by Mr. Mbangwet.
The question I'm always tempted to ask is, why do you like it? I never really get to ask that, but sometimes I'll just listen to them. I was like, okay, let me not ruin that moment. But I always want to ask, why do you like this song? Like, what made you feel like this was your song? I've seen comments, I've heard statements that say, I married because of this song.
Wow.
I fell in love because of this song. And when I open TikTok, yes, I have TikTok. When I open TikTok, and there's comments there that are like, this is a song that made me believe that love truly exists. You know, when you see things like that, and I'm looking back, I'm thinking I had the opportunity to sing about the parties that we would do, the drinks that would be, you know, it was Olikut, Tiendakut, Timwelakut. Like that was the vibe in the beginning. But then when I look back and I'm thinking, why didn't I write about those things? Maybe a song or two popped out to do with things like that, but because somebody said something and say, can you do a song on this beat? And you put out those lyrics, but it wasn't really my thing, you know? So when I think back and I'm thinking, why didn't I write about partying? Why didn't I write about the craziness that would go on? But here I am writing a song like Smile. And I'm a young guy. I'm not thinking marriage. In that space, I'm just thinking, okay, the girls like me. Cool. You know? That's the truth.
Yeah.
You're thinking that little song that I'm going to put out, obviously they'll smile at me, they'll like me, they'll do whatever. And that's where the mind should have been. But then look at the messages that are being put out by this young person. Crazy about trying to look fit, busy braiding my hair, and, you know, a whole lot of things going on. But then the music I'm writing is speaking to people with the grays. You know, people in that situation are responding to that music. I think about it now, I'm like, okay, God, like, that was you. Because I would have just talked about every weirdness out there because I'm doing it for me. But then I was doing it for me because I enjoyed it. But in the process, there was a message I was putting out that I didn't even take in that seriously myself. So when I sing at weddings now, all these big events where I know there's like very serious people, and when I see their faces, you just see those little smiles on it. Like little, they don't want to dance so much, but they want to act like they're not listening. But they've been taken to a moment and they're just happy. I see it. And one thing I do every time I'm performing, I look at people's eyes, I look at their faces, and they think I'm just, but no, I'm actually scanning through. And I know who's feeling certain things. I'm like, okay, yeah, you remember something. I see you, you know? It just makes me feel so good that those lyrics have spoken to so many people, because on that day when I'm asked, what did you do with the gift I gave you? I'm like, I spoke life into relationships. I put certain messages out, because sometimes I feel like I'm only performing it now because I can break down the song even deeper. Like, this is what this song is talking about, then expand on it. And one will be like, wow, this is a good message, you know? Yeah, that's where my brain is at.
Wow, nice. No, it's definitely good that you've impacted people like that, and also the relationships and the marriages as well.
Yeah.
And also you joining TikTok, I think it's good, man.
No, but the thing is, we didn't have a lot of social media things going on when we were just doing the music. Yes, it came once. We were still kind of active, but we had all these things happening and it wasn't really the main thing. Yeah. So like right now, I believe most of the people from my time are catching up with the trends. And the good thing is we're also involving certain young people to help us with what's new. Oh, let me run your page. Go ahead, do it. You know, as I'm learning also, because I think almost every artist out there that is from my time and stuff, we're all trying to catch up and we're learning a few tricks and paying attention to, oh, okay, so this is what is going on. Okay, let me see if I can do it too. And next thing, the pages are growing numbers.
They're growing, yes.
You know, I posted a little video of my live performance. I was doing a Konde at that Legends Night by Nasdaq. And there's a girl that came on and she was like, your music is pretty good. And I think if you released it, it would make an impact. You would actually be bigger than Yo, Maps, you have potential. So I responded like, I have potential. That was my response. Like, I have potential. But she's like, why have you taken so long to release this music? And I'm like, do you know how old this song is? And I didn't even have to say much. After I said, I have potential, like, supporting what she said. And people just came in and responded like, you don't know who this artist is. You don't know this. And they started breaking it down. First, like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. I'm like, it's okay at the end of the day. What I'm happy about is that a young person got to pay attention to an old song and she liked that song and she's like, wow, this song has potential. That's a good thing because even young people are vibing to the old music and it's speaking to them. Right now, I did a best of Ty2 part 1 and I recreated Nikukonde. We recorded a lot of songs and at least there's better software now. Even the lyrics are clearer. People will say, I used to sing Varon. Can't even you were saying in the song because they couldn't really hear everything. So the mixing is better. Everything is nice. People are vibing to Nikukonde and I just laugh. I'm like, wow, okay.
We're not hearing the correct
This is my song. This is my song. This is my song. This is like people who are using it for videos and so I'm like, okay, interesting.
On TikTok as well.
Yeah.
I know it's important. I'm sure you saw the Instagram verses during COVID. Teddy Riley, Babyface.
Yeah, I saw those things.
Yes. So even the OGs in the US are using tech as well. And also it's also introducing like the youngsters to
it's important to move with time. If you remain in that box, don't lose yourself, but you still have to move with what's happening.
For sure.
The only thing that hasn't changed about me is I still wear boots, I still wear ripped jeans, I still wear my bandana. I'm not growing my hair. Don't you dare say it's not growing anymore. It is growing still, but I just don't keep it. I got a long beard, but still the same. But you gotta move with time as to what's happening. Everybody out there that's trying to capture a new audience, stick to your core theme, your core message, but tap into a little bit of what they like. And then you get their attention and flood them with the message that you have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it works. You spoke of recording some of your classics.
Yeah.
I was going to ask that. So what was the motive behind it? Because in the US, Taylor Swift recorded some of her old albums to get back her masters, to own her masters. So was the reason to like own 100% of your masters?
You see, like right now you're trying to be sharp. And I'm not really... You're trying to be sharp.
20 events, but consider the BS.
I was like, I know where you're going. But you see, my whole point was there's certain songs that people have asked, I can't access this song. I've been trying to find this song. And I just went like, you know what? If I have a challenge in putting some of this music out, and also when I play something that I recorded now and play the old stuff, like, can it still match what is there? Okay, the sound is a bit funny. My voice is not so clear. It was clear then, but when I compare it to what is there now, I'm like, okay, let me recreate this music and also have new melodies. I should have sang this like that. Maybe I should have added this harmony. So all those things, like I was just thinking music. Nothing to do long. Let me own my things. Let me. That's a good vibe too. Yeah. But it's mainly to do with the music and to just make it better. And yeah, that was the core reason.
I know it was a good one. A good one, and everybody out there should definitely stream the new music. Yeah,
response has been really good. So already, I've been working on the best of Ty2 part 2 for some of the other music also. So if I'll listen to it and like I can change this, add this harmony there, add that thing there, like just make it better, and it's working.
Nice, that's good. I want to talk about your move to the UK now. I don't know if you're aware, but it was yeah, it was everywhere. It was like in the papers, it was on the news. This was like what, 06, 07?
Because I didn't even go out there.
Ty2 moves to UK.
It was attached to a whole lot of funny stories too.
Yes, like he's a waiter and all that other crap. So what was the move like for you, like moving to a new country in your prime at the time?
But again, there's something that you say now. People will make certain moves and we don't know what's going on in somebody's life. We don't know where their mind is. We don't know what they want to work on, where they see themselves. It's just that sometimes we'll be like, oh, he's doing that. Maybe he should try this. He should try that. But that's you projecting your thoughts on that person. You don't know what their plan is. So even if you heard that somebody left the country, they've gone to one of these big ones, and the person is a waiter, what's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Do you know what he's working on? Do you think a person just left the country to just go and wait tables and that's it? But there are things that a foreigner can do and things that they can't.
Yeah.
And when one is a student, one is restricted to certain things.
Oh, yeah.
Even work, you're restricted to certain hours.
Yeah.
And when I left, I think there was a wedding. 2 days later, I only said bye to family and a few people that were really close and like, I'm leaving. So how it went out, I have no idea. I think somebody snitched. Within the camp, somebody snitched and I left. It wasn't something I just gone. Went into school. And I worked for a company called Sainsbury's. Sainsbury's is like ShopRite.
Okay.
And I worked for Tesco's as well, like Pick and Pay. So it's like two rival things, and I was working. I had to maneuver certain things because as a student, you're only allowed to work, what was that? I've even forgotten. Was it 20 hours a week?
I think it's 20 hours a week.
Yeah. 20 hours a week. So now I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a few hours here. Tesco's was working only 4 hours. The rest was at Sainsbury's. That's how I juggled it. One job was being taxed more than the other one. The other one, every to my penny will come to your pocket. The other one, they will hammer whatever money that you get. But then you still got to maintain your 100% attendance, because if that, it will affect your visa renewal.
Yeah.
So now imagine your local currency. Will you keep on converting it into pound? Will you survive that?
No, you can't. They even advise, like, when you're there, like, don't check how much the Coca-Cola is in Kwacha. Just buy it at £2.
Of which, all the things that it's normal because that's how it is over there. That's just the standard of things. But if you convert, you feel the pain.
You'll be depressed.
But now imagine, whatever savings that you have, are you just going to be there as a student and you start eating your savings in Kwacha and you keep on taking your Kwacha into pound? No. Isn't it better to take the pound into Kwacha?
It's better.
So whether you like it or not, it's only logical and wisdom, I believe, you get a part-time job. Those little monies coming is sorting out a whole lot of things, and you won't really feel that impact. Like, okay, yes, you have some money that's coming through. You know? So people do weird jobs then, and the job I was doing, I didn't even think I would do that because I worked in the produce department. Today I know about fruits and vegetables. I gained experience, you know? So even when I get to do a little project somewhere, we have these vegetables. See where that knowledge I didn't even expect I was going to get. Yeah. I know about it. This is not how you store this. This is how you keep this. This is how you take care of this. And I didn't even ask to be in that type of school. But it was school that I didn't even ask for, got that knowledge, and I know how to handle certain things today. Why sometimes we overlook certain things by not knowing. We gained a lot of knowledge because somewhere in the future, you still do something that is yours, and that knowledge is being applied in that space. Not what you went for, but it just pumped in your head because you were working.
Yeah.
Tesco's, what was I doing? Tesco's, I also worked by the till as well. Yeah, Ty2, celebrity. I worked. But you see, in that space, you're like, away from the music, I gotta do me.
Yeah.
There's things I need to do away from the camera, away from entertainment. You know, this is like what some will say, balance and just do a reality check. So I also have to balance these things. You know, so people say, I want to get into the music. And why do you want to sing?
Yeah.
Like, no. Then you're going in it for the wrong reason. One, have the passion for it. Love what you're doing. Understand that you have a message to give out to people. What are you going to tell them? If you don't understand why you're even doing it, why are you getting in? Because you want to sleep with women? You want to drink? You want to do whatever? Those things will kill you. Many people have gone because of those things. You know? So yeah, I just changed the thing. Back to that. Just saying. So Yeah, it was a very interesting experience. There'll be times when I'm like, wow, I miss the studio. I miss being on stage. I'm like, hold up, I'm upgrading my brain. I need to learn these things that I'm learning right now. I need to do my school. And I only worked for like maybe six months in those organizations, and then I got a job with Vodafone. Vodafone, now I even felt like, okay, now I'm in London.
Yes.
Because the pay was good.
Yeah.
Now you even move to a better apartment. And you have your nice off days, and you have this. I'm like, okay, now I feel like I'm boss.
Yes.
So that was cool. And that was the introduction to the corporate type vibe when I got that job. And it made things a little bit easy also. And people always say things, but then, like I'm saying, you never really know what plans are there. And then, like I'm going to say, I took off after a wedding. And now, whether you like it or not, you're going to think, like, with this move right now, there's going to be little people coming through. There's going to be a whole lot of things happening. And if I don't work on this other side of me, is this the only thing I'll be about?
Yeah.
And you have a partner, so you have a conversation. Maybe we make this move, And it made a whole lot of sense, like, okay, away from, because people will cheer. And the same people sometimes, unfortunately, this is life, same people that will cheer will be the same ones again laughing at you.
Yeah.
And it's sad. But that's the reality of things. We see it happen over and over. Today, people will cheer for you. Tomorrow, they boo you. Tomorrow, they'll say, hey, blah, blah, blah. But like, hold up. Just yesterday, you were cheering for me. So you got to rise above all of it and say, I need to understand me, where I want to be, where I see myself. Yeah. So I was outside for some time. I missed the studio, and I got an opportunity to get to the studio. I met some guys there who, Zambians.
Okay.
A basement crew, Oscar Mianda and some other guys. And as we moved in other places, the next thing we got to, we found a studio in Brixton and owned by some Italian guy. We had a conversation, and his question was, so how do I make Zambian music? Like, no, don't worry about that. Let's just make music. Let's just make music. I have a song, I sing it, just play what you're going to play. He's a guitarist by profession. So he produced the New Beginning album. He produced Niku Konde. And yeah, when I was happy with that thing, we sent Niku Konde over. I heard it took over. I missed a lot of money. I missed a lot of shows. It upset me.
Because now you became a literal international artist.
I'm like,
they had to fly you to Zambia.
And I mean, who was going to pay that? So you want me to come and sing, then buy the tickets?
Yeah, like the tickets, like to stay by Intercontinental.
And it wasn't cheap.
No.
It wasn't cheap, because even the times that I'd come through for visits, you'll be here for 2 weeks. You feel it like, okay,
you
that
have to
costs
plan.
a lot of money.
Yes,
that costs a lot of
because
money.
you save like the whole year just for like a 2-week trip here. I know the feeling, man.
So you see, even with the things I'm saying right now, somebody someday is going to watch and say, so you worked in a shop, and they'll make a joke out of it. And I'm telling every young person, say, well, you have a vision, you have a plan, there's things that you want to do in your life, do it. Ignore the people always do this. You always do this. You got to make a move, you got that, do it. End of story.
I know, you definitely have to, because life in the first world is not easy, man. Like, I have friends and relatives who've been to like Australia, the UK.
No, it's crazy.
And even if you come from a rich family, you find that the money that mom or dad is sending you is not enough. So you have to...
It's a whole different vibe. You gotta find something that you're gonna do and say, okay, I need to I need to balance things.
Dad, like, yo, dad, like you have to balance
things. Exactly.
You have to find something to supplement your income. And for that one, I definitely applaud you on that one. Yeah.
Kulimba.
I know it's not easy, because I had my time as well in SA. I went there in 2019, worked at sales. I worked at a gym as a sales consultant. So and that's just SA. So I can imagine UK, that's like another level.
When you really think of it, all those things are adding to your knowledge base. Everything, you have all these things coming in that you didn't think you'd do. Yeah. And you've picked up all these things that today, whatever stuff that you did, you can see a certain situation because of that experience. That's not what you went for.
Yeah.
But you did what you went for, and you gained extra knowledge. And now you can actually advise and teach because you understand those things because you did it.
Yeah.
And that's what I do these days. Like, there's things that sometimes you will get into, I'm trying to use coded. I don't like saying a lot of things, but yes, you apply knowledge in this life. Yeah.
Yeah. So we fast forward to you coming back. I checked on Simon Mowa's page, actually. He posted a photo of you in a gown. You went to...
He posted me?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah. Saying you went to Bible school. So which Bible school did you attend and what did you study?
I went to Deliverance Church Bible College. Okay. You know where Friday's Corner is?
Yes.
Just on your, I think 2 blocks. Friday's Corner is right by the turn there. There's that big mosque, I think, now.
Oh, yes, there's a mosque there now.
Yeah, and right opposite that, right on your left, that's where you're going to see a poster, Deliverance Church, headed by Bishop Fortune Mwiza.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I know you were asking, why did you go to Bible school? Can read your mind,
The discernment is working.
Yeah, it's deep.
Yeah, like what was the motive? Because for me, even when I was younger, I actually wanted to maybe become like a pastor later on. I feel like it's important to just study the word and the scripture extensively.
Okay, here's the thing. You can have the desire to do, but it is a calling. God himself calls you to do certain things. People don't just wake up and say, pastor, even though we've been given that command to speak, to preach to everybody that you come close to, tell them about Jesus Christ, tell them about God, tell them about the Holy Spirit and everything, but not everybody is a pastor, So I got to a point where I'm going to skip a lot of things and this will take the whole day.
Yeah.
I got to a point where I noticed even my lyrics. First of all, I got baptized in 1997 and coming from a school, an SDA school, where every time there's devotion and you've heard the preaching, you make a decision. Still a young person, but you're like, okay, yes, I'm going to get baptized. I got baptized and been a Christian ever since. But then you leave school, I completed in 98 and you're like, oh, team society. Society has its own thing. Welcome, young man. Silently, but it's there. Welcome. Now you're going to learn. Then you meet all these different people. There's different influences and you find yourself in different things and some correct things, some very questionable things. And you feel like you're grown and you make a lot of mistakes that sometimes they don't come to light, but you made those mistakes and you get into the music. Music also has this pull on you and there's a certain lifestyle that comes with it. Like even if you have knowledge of everything to do with the preaching you did, you accepted and all of it, you're drawn off because you're still a young person and there's still things that you're learning. So you don't really focus on that now. You've gone. You've gone. You still pray, you still hear people preach and like, oh yeah, I know that, but you are in a whole different space because I'm living my life. I'm making all this money and all of it. So as you get older, like I said, I'm skipping things. As you get older, you have a whole lot of experience that happened in the industry and both business and personal. And you think there's certain life-threatening situations also that you survive. And as you write your music, you notice that I'm making so much reference to God these days. Like you get to a different country. Then I came back from that side and I was in Namibia. And when I came back from there, I was here for about 8 months and I moved to Namibia. Namibia, I met a guy called Dinaf. He's one of Namibia's top gospel artists there.
Okay. And
I was shooting pool with some friends and obviously with a very big glass of beer. And he was told, that's Ty2. And this is this. So he Googled me and found certain things and he walked up, and he was like, oh, I hear you are this big guy in Zambia. And, in my head first, I'm like, right now my cheek, yeah. And you're tipsy.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, well, I don't know what they're saying, but yeah, I'm an artist and all of that. I don't like saying too much. So if I take you to the studio, can you give me a song in less than 30 minutes? Like, okay, where's the beat? And that's how I went to the studio, created some music there. And I I can say that's when I wrote gospel songs that actually had meaning to me also. Like, even though I wasn't fully thinking about praying or worship, but I wrote songs that were really kind of personal. Like, okay, I'm actually praising God. You know, there's things that I thought about in that moment. And when I penned down those songs, it meant something to me, you know, because days later, I actually called him. He invited me to church like the following Sunday. And I was like, okay, I'll come. Pick me up. And so he picked me up and we went to church. I started calling him. Like, are you coming through? Are we going to church? And as I started going back to church in Namibia, like really going back to church and really listening. And it's like now the preaching is happening, and you're like, oh, I know this, I remember this. I know this, I remember this. Because now it was a bit quiet also. Like, yes, I'll write some songs for people. I'll be in the studio and work on certain things. But now I'm around people who are, like, especially with him, like he's constantly speaking about God. And now certain files that you close open up. And you see life from a different angle, you know? And it did a lot for me. One time we're in church and Apostle Goro, you can check him out on Facebook. He is the head of a church called Jesus Center. He made an altar call, like, if you'd like to rededicate your life, and you know, the certain things. And he was even shocked. Dina was even shocked. Like, next thing I was in front, and he prayed for me. That was the first time I actually prayed in tongues. I was shocked, and he was like, you know, before I pray for you, you're gonna feel like your mouth wants to say some things. Don't be uncomfortable. Just let it out. Put his hand on me and I took off silently. Silently. I was just like, what? What was that? I called my sister the same day. I'm like, you know, I think I spoke in tongues today, and that was weird. It was really weird. I didn't have control of my mouth, and there was this repetition of weird things coming out. I was happy about that. But months down the line, I moved to South Africa. But then I couldn't find a church that made sense, like the way that one made sense, which, you know, again, then work. I started working for Vodacom in South Africa. I was back into not full-time music, but, you know, back in the corporate world. And then now I don't have time to get to church because I'm busy. And with busy comes now you meet other people, and other people will say, okay, what's the plan after work? Oh, maybe we can go and have some wings at this place. And from the wings and Chanchani, now all the teaching that opened up, it's not really, you know, it's not as loud. So there's a certain pattern now that comes back, like now you don't have time to go to church, and, you know, not that you get crazy, but the crazy is controlled, just that you don't have the time to get into church again, you know. So, yeah, to skip the long story again, came back to Zambia and was invited to church I've skipped a whole chunk. I don't know if you have questions on that, but I've skipped a whole chunk since we're getting to Deliverance Church. Right? And my wife now invites me to church. She wasn't my wife then, but she invites me to church. Like, come to church. She was like, you know, this girl I met at Sling Beats when I got back, and you know, I'm even sounding like, you know, you get protective and even lecturing when she's complaining about some boy. Like, no, it shouldn't be treated like that, and blah 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 blah. So I get back here, again, skip the whole chunk. I get back here, and she invites me to church. We start going to church, and those same things that happen in Namibia, I'm like, yeah, it's making sense again. And you know, you're hearing somebody asking you, say, you know, you remember me? You say this, and it's constant. Next thing now, you are looking forward to going to church. You're looking forward to going to church. Even your lyrics are changing. Whatever you do now, you're glorifying God more. You're glorifying God more in your lyrics. I don't know if people even noticed it, but like every time I'd write a song, praise God, this is thank God, this is God, that. Like that became frequent in the lyrics. Like there's something going on here. So next thing, there's a gospel artist called Prince Keddy.
Prince King.
Prince Keddy.
Prince Keddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he's watching, it's a little short guy. He's a little short guy. Yeah, I'm talking about you. So I called him and I'm like, hey, what's up? What's happening? Because we had met in Namibia at some time. I spent a lot of time in Namibia and trips there. So he's like, I'm actually at school. I'm like, at school? Like Bible college? Where? Then he said, Deliverance Church. Like, I'm coming there now. So we got there, we had a conversation, and that's how he took me, introduced me to Bishop Muiza. And I was like, I showed interest. Like, I'd really like to do Bible study because I want to understand a bit more. Yeah. Like today, if I say Jesus and somebody says, who's Jesus? I can explain it to somebody, explain the sentence, explain and tell them who Jesus is. Mm-hmm. So that's where it started for me to have understanding, like this God that I'm praising. What's the whole vibe? Like a proper vibe from people who are experienced, like who can really sit me down and teach me things and then ask me questions afterwards, see if it's gone in. So that's how I started. I enrolled and 2 years down the line, I got my diploma and I graduated. You know, walked in front there, I got that. It was a weird feeling that I got. And every time I watch that little clip and the music that was playing in the background also, it moves me in a certain way. I'm like, wow. I don't cry though. But I was like, wow, this is a special moment. Because I believe whoever saw that picture, it said something to them. Even if today some people will be like, hey, Pastor, but have you seen him? Kushoya Bandani, have you seen him? Yeah. You know, I went to Bible school to have an understanding. Like even today, I don't know if you've even noticed this conversation we're having. I keep referencing God a lot. Yes. Like that's my speech these days. Whether I like it or not, it just comes out, you know? So I'm not an ordained pastor. I went through Bible school, but I'm not ordained. I'm not like a pastor.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because after you're done with Bible school, and obviously if I was under, serving under a certain thing, and then I have all these things, and as time goes now, I've learned like doing the practical side of things and all of it, and they'll decide, okay, he's ready and whatever, and then they'll ordain you. You're now called Pastor something, and I could actually say what Damiano is Pastor Damiano something now. You know, excuse me adding something, it's just so yeah, I would have been ordained, but again, not everybody that goes to Bible school becomes a pastor. You'll be shocked that today you find some directors in some of these companies and whatever, they actually have done a Bible school, but they're not pastors. But believe me, when you sit down and you have a conversation, you'll be shocked like they're actually preaching to you. And that's me right there. Like you'll see me entertain on stage, but when I step off stage, I will ask you if you have taken prayer seriously, if you have read your Bible. And I will tell you it's important to actually give credit to your Creator, give credit to Jesus Christ because He died for you. In whatever you do, you must acknowledge Him as Lord and Savior. It's just that the job I do is in people's faces and a lot of people have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But again, it's the same job that has brought me to so many people that I would tell you so many that have come from a lot of broken relationships, broken marriages. Through that, they've had an interaction with me. Some people who wanted to commit suicide, through me being on stage when I step down and I come down, they'd ask me questions and they tell me, I almost killed myself today. But because of ABCD, and then we go into that conversation. Like there's a lot of things that happen away from that stage.
Yeah.
And people will only see me work.
You're working.
And they'll say stuff. I will not do things that will compromise, my faith or whatever. No, I will not do that. I won't, but that's the job that I have. I still reach masses with it. And what do I sing about? I preach about relationships. I sing about relationships. I sing about love. I'm not telling you to say you must swear at God. I don't do that. Because in any case, who should be the one singing the love song? The one who's a born-again Christian or the one who's not? I'm not dissing nobody, I'm just saying. No, because when you think of it, what does God stand for?
Yeah.
What does it stand for?
They say God is love, yeah.
Yeah, it's not just, the world will say that, but I don't think they really get to think how deep that love is when you say God is love. A lot of people say it, God is love. Or some people say, what would Jesus do?
Yeah. People
use it in that, like it's just a normal thing. No, it's not. Like think deep. Every time you involve God in a sentence, you must sit down and really think. Like this one I've mentioned. What am I saying? Do I understand? Just like sometimes when somebody comes say, man of God, a lot of people call me that. Man of God, I actually freak out. I'm like, what's up? Do you know why I do that? Not because they said it in public or they said it to, no, but because I'm thinking, hey, that title is deep. Because if you are called man of God, and I know a lot of gospel artists call it, hey, man of God, man of God, man of God, man of God. But sometimes I'll sit and that, do they really let it sink in like, I am called this? Am I really fitting those shoes?
Yeah.
One must have like deep thoughts, like, for a person to call me that, I'm representing God. Is my message correct? You know? There are times when I think, okay, God, you gave me this talent, you gave me this skill. And yes, I have my worship songs. I have everything else that I have going through this skill. But am I telling your people the right things? Because if I just, same time, I can say worship, praise. But am I also guiding them when it comes to a relationship? Am I saying the right thing? Will my song make them understand that these words that I'm saying, even if it's a love song, but it must reflect on their partner? Are they doing the, hey, husband, love your wife as Christ loved the church? Are they loving? Is it trickling down to how it's supposed to go? Is this song making them feel that? Or is it making them feel like they want to go and get crazy? Unfortunately, my music, when people talk about it, they speak about their partners. And I'm always happy because then I know where the inspiration came from. And even when I was writing, I'm not thinking about one who's trying to go and do a whole lot of fornication and do a lot of nonsense out there. I'm thinking of one who's genuinely in a relationship and wants to really love a person correct. You know? So it's deep things like that. I don't know if I've gone over. You called me here. We're talking.
I don't know. That's a lot of TikTok shows. Like you can, I know it was.
Yeah, but
it was insightful.
Like that thing, you know, when some people misunderstand. Obviously, people, it's the nature of most people to always want to pick something and twist it and whatever. You have a question, ask me. You know, don't work on assumptions. Yeah. Ask me. Like, you know, I'm happy when somebody says man of God to me, for example. It also puts me in check. And I'm checking myself. Did I do, okay, how was my day? Did I go off? And even in that moment when I realized, I said something or I thought about something that wasn't good, I'm like, oh God, forgive me for that. I shouldn't have done that. Or somebody cuts me off in traffic and I know myself on that one. It's rough. Sometimes the window just go, hey! And then I'm like, oh no. Then that will ruin, and like an hour will be ruined because now I'm full of regret. I shouldn't have done that. God forgive me. God. Like that would be me. Like for the next hour, I'm just like, I shouldn't have done that. You know, and that's how we must live every day as human beings. Like, think about it. If I'm going to say something nasty to you, and walk off and I'm happy because I made you feel bad, that should tell me that I'm in a very bad space. But if I say something that I know has injured you, and in the process it bothers me too, then I know that I have a chance at making it right every day. And I must realize that I shouldn't do those things. And hey, I'm sorry for what I said, you know. I was just angry because that thing that you did made me feel a certain way. And that's how he expects us to live. People will say Jesus, but are they really following the boss they call on? Because today's Christian or today's interaction is mainly iwe chan, iwe dakuona, mamona. Like, why is it that every time you open your mouth, you just want to judge somebody? You just want to, you know, like you remove yourself and just say iwe. No, but yes, you can correct somebody, but it matters how you correct the person. You don't correct by belittling somebody. You don't correct by making that person feel condemned. The boss himself, even the girl was about to be stunned. What did he tell the girl? Where are your accusers? Yeah. Go, sin no more. Trust me, do you think she went back and did those things for
she changed?
Because she was like, he would have stoned me. Mm-hmm. But he just said, go and sin no more. Because in that moment, that act of love made somebody realize to say, wow, my mistake almost got me killed. Then somebody risked it or stood in front of all those people he would have been stoned. Stood in front of all of them. That's a risk he took. Like, these people can throw stones at me, but I'm going to stand in front of them and I'll ask them a question. And she's watching everything going on, obviously. Where are your accusers? And ask them, you without sin, cast the first stone. Then they all thought about, oh, yesterday I saw Jane. Yesterday I was flirting with Walia. Today I did this. I swear that this person and blah, blah, blah. You know, they started reflecting and they're just like, I'm not perfect. What I should have done was to say, okay, we've caught you doing this. You can't do that. Like, find ways, you can't do that. Like, you bring in that thing, like, let somebody understand. But if wrath is what is coming first, and you know it's only in human nature, where even in kids, if you're always just lashing out, a defense system is developed. You scream at somebody, already there's a block. They'll be looking at you like they're listening, but when you sit down and say, what's wrong? What happened? Somebody will tell you, oh, I just thought this. No, don't do that, because if you do that, this is what might happen. That person won't do it again because you've just showed that compassion, showed that love. And if people took it like that every day, I think the world would be a better place. There's so many nasty, silly comments I see on my page even. Sometimes I'm like, let me teach this one a lesson and respond. But I'll just type and delete it. Because just there, I'm put in check by the Holy Spirit himself. And like, you can't say that. Better you ignore it, or when you respond, make them understand why. But some conversations I don't, because I'm like, it would take for them to get my point. Because some people will just be so hard and they don't want...
There's no context, especially like in the
So
comments.
you just leave it. Like, these are the keyboard warriors that people talk about. And again, I don't know if people realize it, but you must feel sorry for one who's like that, because then you understand, like, most people are online who say hurtful things to other people. There's some pain that they're dealing with themselves. And sometimes they'll feel good about themselves when they say something nasty to the next person. And all I say is, you need help. Sometimes people will say, you must heal from whatever it is. That's a deep statement. Because one must think back, why do I take joy or feel happy by saying something bad to another person? You need help. There are issues that you have that are in you that you must deal with. Because if you deal with those things, never again will you wake up and just want to see somebody else in pain.
For sure.
Love yourself. Love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Exactly.
So again, if you want to harm your neighbor, then you don't have that love in you. And if you don't have that love in you, there's something wrong. Something wrong with you. Because if you have that love, you will not want to see. Jesus was asked, commandments, which ones are the greatest? What did he say? You shall love your God. Second one, love your neighbor as you love yourself. For love covers. Because if you think of it, if there's love, there's so many things that we wouldn't do, because that love itself will stop you from doing a lot of things. So whenever you cause harm to another, check yourself. I think my love levels, what has dropped these things? Then you start correcting things. I know, because if I love, I will not kill this one. If I love, I will not swear at this one. If I love, I will not torture this one. If I love, I will not do things that if this person finds out, they'll be injured to the core. Check yourself and talk to a person.
No. I was listening because I can relate. Because I'm someone that's very vile at times, and there's like some unresolved issues that I go through sometimes. So if I will lash out at people, or celebrate when someone dies, for example, like what happened recently in the US or whatever. I was one of those guys that was like, that guy deserved it.
No pusa.
But now after what you've said, I'll go home and think about everything.
We must always reflect. You wake up, you see yourself in the mirror and think, am I okay? Am I good? Check yourself. How was my day? Wow. When you close your day, you kneel down to pray, thank you for seeing me through this day, and just scan through the day. What did I do? What did I say? Is there things I need to work on? Yesterday I was angry at something, and my wife was like, I know you, and when you're not showing emotion, that's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to vent. And I'm actually laughing and talking about other things and smiling. That issue faces me and I'm not saying much. I'm just like, wow, okay. And then she's like, I know you. Because right now it's like you're numb. You don't know how you're going to respond to this.
Yeah.
And that's a dangerous space. And I said, no, I'm good. It's like, no. It's better you lash out or just show some form of reaction to what you've just seen. And, but you're not reacting like that. And I knew what she meant because I actually knew it myself. I'm like, this is a very dangerous thing. This is where somebody does something. And, in those mafia movies, like somebody comes to, and they shoot somebody with a smile. That's a dangerous space, But then, I thought about it and I took myself out of that space and looked at it from a different angle. Like, what made this person do that? And the moment you think there's a driving force behind that action, then you don't see the person, but you're looking at what's behind. And if you react in that way, what do you lose? What's the motive? Because if they move your foot just a bit, you become a bit shaky, that thing gains more. And a lot of things that are attached to you are ruined because of what they've been able to do. So you stand your ground and just say, nakuona. You will not do that. So if we can get to that point where you don't see the person, but think of the energy behind that person, the unseen world is always in control. It's always in control.
The world definitely needs a lot of healing.
It's always a lot of it. Trust me, a lot of it.
Needs a lot of healing.
I saw some clips of the person that you're talking about. Some clips I was like, Yeah. But all in all, never should we ever, celebrate somebody losing life.
Yeah. Especially when in that manner.
Yeah, in that manner, like just you are handling certain things and poof, and that's it.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
The best you can do is just debate, I guess,
brutal.
with someone if you don't agree with their views.
Yeah, and if they don't listen, like, okay, I'll love you from a distance. Say, hey, yeah, you're a human being. I'm told to love you, but I love you from a distance, because if we're in the same room, we don't agree. So for the sake of our peace, stay there. Let me stay here. Hello. That's it.
For sure. I want to briefly go back to the music. I just remembered you attended the Cora Awards, right? That was
2005.
The one where Shaggy was the MC.
2005? Yeah, 2005. Yeah, 2005.
Is that the one where Shaggy was the MC?
Yeah, Shaggy and Missy Elliott were performers.
Oh, they were performing?
They were performers, yeah.
Okay. Because back in the day, people said you were like Shaggy, the whole...
People say a lot of things.
Hamola was like Asha.
People say a lot of things. But I understood.
Yeah.
I understood it because when I bring out the deep vocal and I'm doing the rap, and his vocal is also like that deep thing. But when you play his music and my music, it's very different.
Side by side.
It's very different. But I understood why they would say that. And I just laughed about it. Like, hey, it's okay. But then if you are going to link me with somebody that big, I must be good then.
I've always wanted to ask since that time. It's like a 20-year question in the beginning. Like, what was it like?
You've been holding this thing for 20 years. Can you believe that? 20 years been sitting on it. So one day. Today is today.
I've done a podcast and I asked him.
Wow.
What was it like? Like, you were just like being there, like with him, like watching the performance and everything.
Okay, I think I need to correct something though. I think when people listened to that, the assumption was day in, day out, I'm breathing Shaggy music.
Yeah.
Because of the voice thing. But it wasn't, because the music I was even listening to was totally different. I was always a Busta Rhymes fan. Always a Busta Rhymes fan. And I'm not going to say much, but if people paid attention to how I would do certain things in the music, the whole point was, how will I do this, but not really come out like this artist, like make my own style of how he does certain things. And that's how I created that slower type R&B, ragga-ish thing, like totally different to the hip hop. And that's where I drew most of the vibe from. Yeah. So it's people who actually threw that in my head to start talking about, oh, Shaggy.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I met Ozzy at the studio first, I listened to, was it Backstabber? I listened to the Kaflo. I listened to it. And I'm like, So I'm like, you are a huge Sean Paul fan, right? And he's like, yeah, you must be a huge Shaggy fan. I was like, no. So, in fact, I should ask him. Because when I told him no, I don't know if he believed what I said. I was like, no. You know? And yeah, we laughed about it at the end of the day. But yeah, that was my impression of his style when I heard him the first time. Like, you're a Sean Paul fan. Like, you know, like you're a huge Shaggy. Like, nah. I don't think he believed me though, but it was the truth. So when I was nominated for the Best Reggae Raga Africa, and then find that he was performing there, because now, you know, when people make such comparisons, now you start paying attention to who they're talking about and you're checking, am I really? Is it really? Okay. Well, whatever then, you know? So he was performing there. It was a good vibe and very, very strong live performer, that one, because all the music was coming out and the band. I was like, wow, this is live music. And just the way the whole thing was, Missy did playback. He was doing live. And just the way the projection, everything, the delivery, I was like, wow, that is lit. That is heavy right there. Good performer.
Yeah, he was good. I forgot Missy Elliott was there.
Yeah, she was there. And that was the time she had an injury. She was with that little plaster thing on her leg, and but she still performed. But I feel like she well, she did her thing. It's just like, you know, you can never compare live music and live has its own vibe. It's got its own voice. That's why today I prefer doing the live sets. Like,
live music.
Feel the artist.
Speaking of, because even here in Zambia, people love their live music. They hate it when you lip sync or you mime or you do.
Because right now, some people will ask me, can you come Kwasona? So I'm like, okay, so I come through with my keyboard guy, guitarist. And no, it's just like a quick thing, like, you know, just like a playback thing. I'm like, hey, I hate those things. I hate those things. And sometimes there'll be launches somewhere and they're like, no, there's no need to bring all the equipment, just even a song or two. And okay, cool. I mean, bags. You sing, just like the song is playing, and I actually feel lazy, like I have to sing along to this song. But when it's live, I control the vibe. I take, you know, it actually makes, I'm doing this. This is me. You know, I hate doing that playback thing. I hate it.
I'm sure the promoters have taken note. Like, if you want to book Ty2, please prioritize live music.
I prioritize live music. You know, nice. Unless someone says, oh, my mother is a huge fan and she really, I'm like, okay, this is me. Because I do understand at the end of the day, you know, times are not as easy. And sometimes you might want to do certain performances, though there are some performances that I've done, and I've done a live acoustic set for, they paid something less than what they were supposed to pay, but I felt like, let me do it for these people, and I do it.
Because the rates for live music are higher. Because there's a lot more people to pay.
Yeah. I need to pay the musicians themselves. I need to do stuff for the equipment itself. And obviously it's more energy for me as well, because then you gotta feel me. You know, with playback, I could easily just put the mic on my mouth and run with it. Look like I'm singing.
Yes.
But I'm not. You know, but then being the artist I am, I can never do that. You know, even if I've done a playback thing, I always insist my microphone must be very live. You know, I'll stop that song and I'll switch into a cappella and sing with the audience.
I remember the Dandy tribute you did.
Yeah, I don't like play. I'll stop it and I'll just sing like that. Okay, let's just sing this. You know.
No, it's definitely working.
Yeah.
Speaking of Busta Rhymes, I was actually watching the VMAs. So they have these like honorary awards that they do. So he was honored like with the Rock the Bells, kind of like a lifetime achievement. Yeah. I feel even here we should start doing that. We just have like lifetime achievement. I was thinking maybe we can do like a Daddy Zimas award or something where like
that would be nice.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
Honor you guys,
because, you know, I could say he when it comes to what to call it, we're gonna call it Zam dance or Zam raga.
Yeah.
Like he was in the forefront of that vibe. He was in the forefront. If one even said, "Oh, I can link you to style wise, like whatever," because I thought about it a lot of times. Like if we had the chance to do a song together, that would have been nice. Because then we bring out because he had that deep pitched vocal also when doing the music and stuff, and and. Yeah. His mom and mom like close.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, the last question that I'll ask: the new Zambian music. Who are you feeling right now? Who are you listening to?
Well, that's a big question. And some people would think I don't listen to
the new kids.
Which is not the case.
Because I was sorry for interrupting. I was going to mention like you actually feature on a lot of like new artists, even artists who are not known. So
okay, here's the thing. Sometimes I know that it becomes a bit crazy for me to get in studio with some young artists, and I don't know if you know Kidman.
Kidman. I've seen the name.
He did something with J-Rox. There was a song with J-Rox, and he's not as light as me. He's on the dark side. Dreadlocks. So he's like that guy there. He's on the dark side. See how he's looking at me. He's like, how'd you say that? Yeah, we're Africans. We're okay. Yeah, so I've done this thing where sometimes we'll sit in the studio and we'll say, let's work on songs. So he'll bring in these beats and I freestyle a lot of choruses, or he'll have an idea, I'll sing something and add stuff. It's like, okay, you put it out there. Put it out there. Whoever wants to get this, and they can get it. That's my way of, if the artist has really engaged, and there's only one condition, they cannot put any vulgar language in the song that my vocals are on. They cannot say or put out messages that are useless. It has to be something that is solid, something that is meaningful. The lyrics must be on point. Otherwise, I do not allow that. If anything will be linked to my vocals, it must have that thing, like you're speaking to people. There's something that is educative about the message that you got to put out. And that's how it is. So that's been how some artists have done songs with me, because it was a situation like that. I'll just record stuff and then Kidman I'll just say, that song is number 1 on Hon FM. Which one? That thing. Okay, cool, nice. And it's just like, take it, do what you're gonna do.
Nice. And then the new age, who are you listening to? Who's on your playlist?
Yes, I was saying that's a bit difficult for me. Not that I don't listen to, but when I'm in a space where a lot of music is being played, that's when I've heard most of the music. Because usually, even in the car, I'll just be playing certain instrumentals or things that I'm working on. And sometimes when I do a song, it can play the whole day. And I'm just like checking it. Saying that, then I get back to studio, correct this, correct that. And the songs that I've heard, especially when you get to somebody's functions and before you step on stage, the DJ plays certain things and you're like, that's a nice song. That's really cool. That's when I really listen to many. Not that I'm in an island. There are times, there are moments when I'll tune into radio sometimes and listen to what's playing. Yeah, there's good music out there. It's good music out there.
That makes sense. Because even General Ozzy, he would play like one song, like the whole trip driving from Osaka to Kau.
Exactly. Like it's just there. Like I do that a lot. So I guess there are a lot of me's. We're in the same space.
But it's a good thing. Mr. Ty2. Thank you so much for coming, man.
Thank you for having me.
I'm honored to have a 20-year vet come on the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
You haven't been anywhere else, but you chose to come here. And just also thank you for everything, for the hits, for the music, for creating, like I said, songs which are people's favorites of all times. Music that has got people married, like got through things. And that's what I can say. Thank you. And smell your flower as well. Yeah, still alive.
We're all not perfect, but every day we must strive to see what we can do to just better the next person's life. So with everything that we say, we always have to ask ourselves, is my opinion good breath or is it smelly breath? So you know that your opinion can be smelly or fresh. So if you know it's smelly, don't say it. Just keep it yourself. Smell it yourself.
Gems.
Out of everything else, remember Jesus is king. Out of everything else, Jesus is king.
For sure.
Read your Bible, because once you read your Bible and you apply everything that is in there, you actually see that your life is better. Your life is better.
For sure. All right, man.
Pay attention to Proverbs. Thank you for having me.
I will.
Read a proverb every day. It says a lot of things. I mean, even when I read Proverbs, I'm like, okay, I'm guilty here. Hey, I need to check myself. It's important. Thank you for inviting me. And if you ever give me a shout, I'll be back. If there's things that you'd want to talk about or whatever topics, I'm always willing to say so much. Not that I think I have a lot of sense, but even the 2-3 words that I might say, someone might pick something, and I might learn something from everybody else that will be part of the conversation. Sure.
I know, definitely come back for part 2, part 3 to be a trilogy. All right. That's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been the 50K podcast. My host, or rather my guest, has been Ty2. I'm your host, Benas. I'm your host, Benas. Be running games at 50K. We shoot from King Spirit Image Room. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Listen to and stream Best of Ty2 on YouTube and all streaming platforms. Until next time, we out.